Hello and welcome to Brake Check. I'm Brian, and behind me I have the 2022 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro, and it is it's not all new, but it is brand new. And I'm going to walk around this video and show you some features that make it the TRD Pro. So come on over here. I'm going to start with the power plant. The TRD Pro gives you this cool hood scoop that actually does, nothing actually, and it has a 4-liter V6. This is not new. 270 horsepower, 278 torque, with the old school 5-speed auto. Now I will say it's not, let's say, particularly powerful, but it does get it done. It does pull it around. Something the Pro gives you is this front nose. You get this black painted feature here and the center grille with Toyota right across it, kind of a Raptor-esque feel to it. If you get down low, this is the real bit that matters to people, is this skid plate right here. Bright and silver and branded TRD. And that is part of this thing's appeal, is that it is a branded experience, whether it's TRD or Fox or BBS, and let's go and show you all of those. So coming around here, you do get LED headlights and also LED fog lights. These are not branded. Previous years you could get branded with rigid style fog lights, but these are not branded, but they are very, very bright. And in fact, one of the complaints we had was if you loaded things in the rear, these headlights point up high and start blinding people pretty bad. So that is interesting. Bring it to the front corner. Right here we have the wheels that come standard on the TRD Pro. These are 17-inch BBSs. They're incredibly strong, and they're aluminum. They are also kind of heavy, but they're ready for whatever you throw at them. Now, they are wrapped in Nitto Terra grapplers. These are 265/70/17s, and we found that they were really quiet on the highway. And for an all-terrain tire, I'm going to air quote all-terrain because they're not that aggressive, but they're really good in dirt. Dusty, dirty terrains are going to grip quite well. They're not going to be the best in mud, and they're going to be totally fine for rock for sure, but they are quiet. Now, if you dig in here and look really far, you can see a bright red coil spring. That is a TRD spec coil spring wrapped around the Fox 2.5 shock. 2.5 refers to the shock absorber housing. It's very large. It's the same size as a first-generation Raptor, so that tells you it has a lot of oil capacity. And these are actually really, really soft. They don't beat you up at all. Now they are kind of wallowy, and the whole ride of this thing's quite wallowy, but stay tuned for a full review. We'll get into that. Coming around the side, we have the step that's on the TRD. It is quite robust. It's not in your way when you get in and out of the vehicle, and it kind of protects the body. It's not really a full-on rock rail, but it is going to give you some protection from things you skid over, which is nice. Now, most importantly on the TRD Pro is the branding. Again, TRD right here, dimensional logos. That matters to a lot of people. When you're in the REI parking lot, people know that you hike. That's important. So going up top, you have a roof rack. Well, we're a little bit conflicted on this because aesthetically it makes it feel like an Xterra. It does the up roof design, which is kind of cool. It does allow you to put things up here. You can get bulky things up there, although this has a lot of storage in it, so I'm not sure that it's really needed. It does have a weight limitation of 125 pounds, which isn't that much if you think about it. But I've got a feeling that a rooftop tent would be fine up there. Just don't jump around too much, it'll be fine. So let's bring around the rear some more. Again, more branding right here. This particular unit has the 2-inch receiver package. And I love the way that Toyota's designed the plugs for this. They're not in the way where they're gonna get drug on a rock. They're actually way up here, and they're up high enough they're not gonna get snagged on anything. You do have a 4- and 7-way harness right there. One thing I did miss over here is the TRD exhaust. This is only on the TRD Pro. If you get the off-road or the limited or the SR5, you won't have that exhaust. And it does sound kind of cool. We appreciate that Toyota has made this thing not sound like a sewing machine. It's not a 2-liter, 4-cylinder nonsense like that. It does drone a little bit on the highway. Now, perhaps our most valued feature on the 4Runner, and this is not Pro specific, but it's the roll down rear window, which is really cool and actually a favorite of automotive journalists that want to do rolling footage. And this gives you plenty of room for a cameraman to hang out and do their thing. And that's pretty neat. We like that. Now let's open the hatch. You do not have a power lift gate, which is one less thing to break, which kind of fits the theme of this truck. It's a bit of a dinosaur, but everything will work forever. Now, what you get on the TRD Pro is you get this slide out rig, which actually takes away some storage in the rear hatch, which is fine because it gives you actually a good cooking place here. So if you're going to camp at night, you've got 2 lights up here. They can be controlled independently. You have a good coverage. So if it's lightly raining or something like that, it kind of functions that way, and you can put a little cooktop here, which is kind of cool. We found with 4 suitcases, it would perfectly fit here. It's almost like Toyota knew what they were doing with this for storage capabilities. Really good. Now, come in the back, you do have a plug. It's a standard 400-watt outlet. It will not run a coffee pot like most of these, but it will charge phones, laptops, that kind of stuff, and then traditional cigarette lighter style. Now, the TRD Pro also comes with a JBL sound system. There's a subwoofer built in the back right here. And Toyota knows you're going to go hiking, and they know you're going to pull your cuticles or something, and give you a first aid kit just in case. And that's pretty neat. We like that. So let's move around to the interior. One of our favorite features of this is that you actually get even more branding in here. So let's just get into it. We have TRD on the floor mats. We have tire tread patterns that are not so specific that you can't change your tires or whatever you want down the road. You have TRD in the headrest. In my favorite part, I'm a taller driver. This has a sunroof. I can fit in it. I'm not hitting my head. That's really, really nice. Also, the sunroof is far forward enough that you actually notice that it's there. Some cars have them so far back the driver can't tell. And let me grab this real quick. I'm going to show viewers. Here's what you get on the Pro that you don't get on all the other trims. You get your traction control buttons up here, A-Track, which is basically off-road traction control, locking rear diff, and then you have off-road trail control. You control your speed right here, you turn it on and off. You have to be in 4 low for it to work, but you can turn this dial to see how fast you want it to go. And what the system will do is it will actually run the brake and the gas at the same time. You take your feet off the controls and it will drive you over an obstacle quite well. To the right of that, we also have different terrain select modes. You would see this on like a Bronco has the GOAT modes. This is similar to that. You can kind of pick the severity of terrain that you're on, and it modifies the stability control system to work accordingly. So that's about it. Stay tuned for the 4 review coming soon, and thanks for watching.